How's it going, guys? Hopefully you are doing well today. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in to another Tactics Ogre video. This one's going to be a little different. I want to talk about the post-game and everything you can do. A lot of people, when you play a video game, you beat the storyline, you beat the last boss, you might go back and play it on hard, you might do some side quests, you might go do the optional dungeon that opens up, but Tactics Ogre, one of the things that I love, and I mean love about the game, and that has kept me playing the PSP version for as long as I did, I haven't played it recently, mind you, but is the huge amount of post-game content. The huge amount of stuff you can do after the story. And that's not even getting into the... I mean, we'll just talk about the first thing right out the gate. That is the world system, the tarot card. World, rewind, go back, do the different routes, get the different characters. Like, the first thing you can do is, if you, whatever route you did, go do the other two routes, get the characters you missed. Maybe you let somebody die because you weren't thinking like I did, and that berserker you saw in that one mission in, like, chapter 2, and you thought, wow, it's a berserker, and at that time you were like, berserkers don't really seem cool anyway, because the berserker I have auto-berserks and kills everything, but I can use a shield, or I could use a weapon skill instead if I don't want to hit my own guys. But at the time, it didn't sound that good, so I said, I don't really care about him. I'm going to let him die. So if that ever happened to you, you can go fix that, So that's just the first thing you can do, is replay the story routes, do the different stuff. You'll get different battles, you'll have different dialogues. So it's really neat, really cool. And that's a little standard in some games, so you expect that, okay? But what you don't expect is all the optional areas and post-game dungeons and stuff. Namely, one that opens in Chapter 4 as well, the Pirate's Graveyard. Pirate's Graveyard is a great location. It's really neat because you get one of the best... Is it best? One of the better? One of the really good characters? Hold on. Before I say the name, and you're all going to in chat tell me how to say it. Azelstan. There. That's the best I can do. I know I'm going to get 20 comments telling me how to say it, but hey, it's all good. You can get him and the Buccaneer class, which is pretty awesome, I must say. That's just one thing, and there's some more stuff in there. A lot of the post-game areas have a lot of equipment and gear and like spells and stuff that you normally wouldn't have access to, so that's super cool. And, we don't want to forget about one of the post-game or optional area. I guess it's optional, but you can do it in post-game too. That opens up in Chapter 2, Farampa Wildwood. Now, this place, I feel a lot of new players, key phrase here, key terminology, they either A, don't check the Warren report, or B, don't really think it's worth their time. But I have found Farampa Wildwood not only has access to all kinds of beasties, dragons, griffins, cockatrices, it's got undead, you got reptiles, you got hawkmen, you got octopus, you can get undead octopus, I've heard other undead enemies even spawn in some of the later areas. So, a great area for a new player that might be struggling or wanting more variety. Get out there with a beast master, get out there with recruiters, and just inflate your army. I mean, you get familiars, you got the gremlins, you got the fairies. I don't know if there's pumpkin heads. I haven't seen any in Farampa, but great area, 10 out of 10. Like, you can spend so much time there that it just, and then if you want to get down to the really late stuff, like the really post-game, we got the CODA episodes, which the CODA episodes are a whole nother beast entirely, and they're some of the toughest content I feel that's in the game. At least it was in the PSP version. I could be wrong. Maybe it's super easy nowadays, but like in the PSP version, that was not fun. Those were difficult, but you got really good rewards. You got special classes. You got, oh man, all kinds of good stuff. Weapons, gear, you name it. And I'm not really well versed in CODA because I only think I did one episode. Isn't there 4 episodes of CODA? So that's something that's like end game. And now I could be wrong on this. I don't know if the Hanging Gardens are separate or if they're part of CODA. But the Hanging Gardens, I remember doing those too, and that was insane as well. Now, The other thing that I was looking forward to a lot in this game, compared to the PSP version, was the 6 fortresses, shrines, temples, the elemental temples, whatever we want to call them, the ancient temples, all of those. You got one for every element in the game, which is super cool. Well, every element except light and dark, but, you know, that's okay. We can unlock shamans through that. There's a couple unique NPCs that you can get through that. As you can tell, I don't want to spoil everything, because I feel part of the joy of a game is discovering stuff. You know, if I tell you, go here and you can get all this stuff, it's like, okay, you know what to expect, versus, whoa, there's this really cool character or this cool class. So I'm not going to go into major detail about what every post-game area has for you, just because I feel like, I don't know, man, I like surprises. I don't know, maybe some people don't. Maybe I'm just old school. You know, I was born in the late 80s, so I could be a weirdo. You know, everybody just wants to buy their way through stuff now, right? You just want to, why go unlock the classes? Just get out your credit card, spend $100, get the class pack. You got 20 classes, all leveled up, good to go. Go beat the game, no challenge, you know? Maybe that's how people prefer stuff. But as you can see, I enjoy the AI battles in this game. I enjoy the training. You know, you take a bunch of guys, you put them on auto battle, and you just go ham, get some levels. Life's good. Look at this. No effort required. Look at that. That's how you do it. Don't tell anybody, but I've done quite a few story battles with auto battle too, as like tests to see how capable the AI is against itself. And let me tell you, I've beaten some big boys. I've done some big bosses with auto battle. Not everything, but boy oh boy, I wonder how the auto battle works in POTD. Palace of the Dead, because that's what we're talking about next. Palace of the Dead is probably one of the craziest things ever in a video game, in my opinion. And those of you that don't know this, there's this little MMO that's been around for a while. It's called Final Fantasy XIV, and you know it's all right. You know it's not bad. It's not bad. And quite a few. Well, one of the major things they added in the game was a 100 level dungeon for like characters to go through, and it was kind of like everything kind of stayed in the dungeon and you leveled up as you played and you got your skills and stuff, and there were different floors and they were kind of random, which is kind of neat. And that was actually inspired by this game. Can you believe it? Tactics Ogre inspired something in an MMO that's unrelated? That is insane. That is pinnacle. That's how awesome Tactics Ogre is. Just think about that. Remember that. So Palace of the Dead is one of the craziest areas in the game. Not only is it one of the, I think it's hard the further you get. I mean, I'm sure all you veterans are like, I just get Ozma and Knight Commander my way through everything. Like I don't know what you're doing, man. Like how are you struggling? But I think Palace of the Dead is pretty rough. And Palace of the Dead has some of the greatest rewards. You can get all kinds of spells. You can get your top tier, like level 4, like 3-4 spells that you might not have, like heal 4, major heal 3, you know, other things like that. There's a shop. There's shops as you go deeper in that sell these spells and items and gear. Some of the best gear sets are down there. Some of the best weapons. Like I said, I'm not going to name everything or spoil a lot, but super great to gear out your characters. It's 100 floors, and you're like, wow, 100? That's insane. Don't worry, there's more. It can go up to 115. Yes, 115. Now, how many battles are in the main game? I feel like there's definitely more than 50, but there's definitely less than 100 battles. So, and we're not counting optional. I'm talking story battles. How many actual battles are story required that you have to go through in this game? I feel like there are less story battles than there are levels in the Palace of the Dead. I haven't counted. If somebody wants to take the honor and do that for me, please do. The Palace of the Dead is insane. It is awesome. I can't wait. I'm going to provide lots of coverage on it and go over stuff. I'm sure most of you have already been through it and beat it. I know I'm slow. It's been a month now, and I'm not even at Palace of the Dead. You're like, man, I got to Palace of the Dead in the first week, you know. So, but that's kind of my list. Those are the 6 things I know you can do, and I'm sure there's more. I feel like I'm missing 1 or 2 things. You guys got to let me know down in the chat. Am I missing something? Are there things you can do that I do not know about? Maybe I'm brain farting really bad. I don't know. I feel like I forgot something. I really do. But I just want to say, Tactics Ogre Reborn is a game that has such a plethora of content, so much to do. For the price tag, you are literally getting a steal. It's insane to me. It's insane to me, and we're not even talking about all the different classes you can get, all of the fun builds you can make. There's so much. Imagine if there was PvP in this game. What do you think? Do you think PvP would be cool? Like me versus you with our teams? Like, would that work? Is that so? I don't know. I just thought of that. Man, I'm starting to ramble. I gotta wrap this up, guys. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it. You are all awesome. Please, in the comments below, mention anything you want to mention. I love talking to you guys. I try to respond to every comment. I love talking about this game, having a healthy discussion. You know, our opinions might be different, but, you know, I learned stuff from you guys. You guys have recommended me some awesome builds, told me things I never thought of. It's just so cool. It's so cool to share that information and learn from each other. And, you know, you may have changed my mind on a couple things, you know, because you told me, hey, man, just do it like this and it's better. And I'm like, whoa, it is. You know, so keep it up, guys. Keep it up. The content will keep coming. I will cover other games. Look forward to Fire Emblem being covered in the future, the new Fire Emblem game coming out. I will be covering that. I'll be covering other games here and there. I can't think of them all off the top of my head. But, I mean, if you just want Tactics Ogre, you will see Tactics Ogre for a long time to come, because there's so much to talk about with this game. You could probably make 1,000 videos and still have stuff to talk about Tactics Ogre. It's crazy. But thank you, guys. I'm rambling. The video has gone on way too long. I appreciate it. Thank you all so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later. Peace, guys.